you so much for tuning in today. I am Sarah Briggs. I am also known as Shangye Briggs. That is my local name. And today I am so honored to have one of my clients, Jenni, here to share her story of how she overcame emotional eating and self-sabotage and naturally release 10 pounds, which is fantastic. And this is just a start. So thank you so much, Jenni, for agreeing with me and being on this call and to share your story with everyone. Do you want to first of all introduce yourself a little bit? I did introduce a little bit, but if you want to add something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like Sarah said, I'm Jenni, and I'm here in the States. I'm in Oklahoma, and I have a long history of emotional eating and um, basically sabotaging myself every step of the way. Long history, and so I was just really looking for something to help out, and that's how I found this, and that's what brings me here.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I remember when I was first met you, and we had calls, and I was like wondering what is going on, because you're successful in your career, and what is really going on underneath those, like, because you were struggling to lose weight, right? At the
Yeah.
beginning. And then when we dig a little bit deeper and found, it's those, that's as well, it's those like self-sabotage and emotional eating. Can you just tell, because I think a lot of people really resonate with your story, because I used to, emotional eat as well. And I think a lot of people here in this group, they emotionally eat. They put on a lot of emotional weight. And can you share with everybody, like, how did you manage to basically help yourself not giving into food when you are feeling those emotions?
Sure. Yeah. I think I'll start though talking a little bit about why I was an emotional eater. So I'll start there and then talk about what I've done to overcome that. So for me, emotional eating is a learned behavior. My mother has been on a diet for her entire life. For in the 49 years that I've known her, she's been on a diet. And she put me on diets even whenever I was in junior high. I wasn't even overweight. It was the 80s, and it was the lifestyle. And but also, the moment you are slightly uncomfortable, you eat a cookie or cake or ice cream. So comfort foods solve your problems. That's what I was taught. And that it's okay. You don't just eat a couple of Oreos, you eat the package of Oreos if you want to. That's not something that I would do because I couldn't eat that much. But that was what was okay, and that was what was taught to me to handle how I'm feeling versus just feeling my feelings and dealing with it. You eat instead. And so it it took me a long time to figure out that was not the way to deal with it. And once I got to college, I started gaining weight, and so then I became anorexic. So, because I was a ballet dancer, and you can't gain weight. And I couldn't lose weight otherwise. I literally didn't know how to do that otherwise. So a lot of restricting, starving myself, and then it just snowballed from there. And then it was okay, so I'm still in that pattern of, now I'm upset, so now I continue to eat, but it was, I didn't binge. I just made really, really bad choices with food. And it started to really harm me. And I've developed food intolerances and allergies to these types of foods that I would eat, and to solve my problems, right? And that learned behavior. So I had to find a way out of this, because it's just harmed me so much that I was not able to release any weight. And that was really difficult for me because for my health, I need to. And that's my concern, is my health.
Yeah.
So what brought me here is that, I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy for a while. So I do that in addition to this. And I have learned to, first I had to figure out why I'm doing this. Then I had to figure out what my triggers are. What are the situations and things that lead me to feel like sweets or any other kind of comfort food is the answer. And then actually deal with that versus just covering it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's
I'm
still doing it. I'm still working on it, I'm better.
Yeah. Like everybody is a work in progress, right? Everybody's working in progress. And I'm so proud of you that you've come so far. Just one second, I just let my cat out.
Yes.
Amy, come go. The life of a pet owner.
I know. Yes. I had both actually right here, both cats walking behind my laptop about 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. So can you also share with someone who is emotionally eating and they are too scared of facing their emotions? Do you have any like tips or any advice, or share your experience of dealing with those fears?
Yeah. So the first thing I learned is it's not going to kill me. I don't know what I thought, honestly. I honestly don't know what I thought when I first started this, and was allowing myself, because I'm a very emotional person. It's so funny because I am so emotional. But when it came to my own stuff, I would feel it. I would let myself feel it, but I would still emotionally eat because that was the process. Right. So I had to first realize that, okay, it's not going to kill me to not emotionally eat and just let myself feel. Not going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And is it going to suck? Probably. Yeah. Because it's outside of my comfort zone.
Absolutely.
But being outside of my comfort zone also will not kill me. And it will not harm me. What will harm me is to continue with that behavior. That's what will harm me, because it harms my body.
Yeah.
And it harms my mind. And so I just, I had to slow down, and I had to literally talk to myself. You are okay. I am a person who deals with how I'm feeling. I do not eat whatever, for my case, wheat, because I can't. I don't restrict. I have food allergies, so I do not eat wheat. I do not do these things.
Yeah.
And I had to change my language. So first I just had to get past the fear.
I love that.
I had to do it scared.
Yeah, exactly. Be scared and do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
And whoever is listening to this, it's very important what Jenni just mentioned, that, she said, I am just this person who is not going to harm my body anymore. So basically, she is changing her identity. So what we are teaching, one of the things that we're teaching in this program is not only on the behavior level, because you need to fundamentally change who you think you are, because the strongest human force is to be consistent of who you think you are. If you fundamentally think that, oh, I'm just a person who is going to use food for the rest of my life to calm my emotions, then of course, all of your behaviors is going to be in line with that identity. So Jenni just mentioned that I know Jenni has like worked really, really hard, and you are one of my, like best students here, because you attend all the coaching calls and you do all the work and you communicate with me when you have like struggles and we walk through it. And so Jenni works really hard to change her identity so that her emotions and her behaviors will come just like consequently as a result of that. And so the difficult part is to change your identity, and then your behavior is just come naturally. And another one, just now you mentioned that was, I think it was important. I can't remember now. Now it's just slipped my mind. But I think, yeah, for everyone who is listening to this, whatever like diet you are in, that's why it's not successful, or you have like short-term success and then you gain all the way back even more, right? Like we all on this road. I was on that road. I put on 30 pounds. Yep. The problem of that is that, well, there are so many problems. One of the problems is that the diet only ask you to do not eat what, not eat what. Basically, is the behavior level. Basically, is your action level. So when you are not on this diet anymore, you're like, okay, I don't know what to do now. I go back to my old pattern. I go back to, wanting like sugars at night, wanting sugars when I feel angry or disappointed or lonely. So they are not addressing your identity issue. And another one is, of course, the skills that you need to know how to deal with your emotions. And I think Jenni just beautifully said, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary because you are stepping out of your comfort zone, but your health and your happiness, your dream life is on the other side of the fear. So you get to choose which heart do you want to choose. Stay in where you are is hard in a way, but stepping out of your comfort zone is hard as well. So you get to choose which one. So Jenni, can you share with anyone who is listening to this, what do you think helped you the most, like in this program?
The thing that helped me the most. So first, the curriculum that you provide was fantastic for me. I'm very much of a on paper kind of learner. And so that worked really well for me. Working through, what does a day in my life look like?
Yeah.
What do I want that to look like?
Yes.
I still read that to myself every morning, and I've made some adjustments to it. So over time, and I'll probably continue to do that. That has really helped me. And then figuring out the why behind this. Why do I want to do this? To really get to the root of it. That was really important for me because just because because I was always on a diet, and it was, well, my body isn't perfect. Even whenever I was in great shape and I was a ballet dancer and I was not overweight, it still wasn't enough. And so my reason for it is not to release weight. My reason for it is to be healthy, and whatever comes after that will come. Everything else will come. But I have to get my mind right first. So also then, when I just said it, focusing on you're part of the program that helps you focus on getting your mind right. Remembering that you are not your thoughts. You are not these things. You experience these thoughts and you don't have to act on these thoughts.
Absolutely.
That was huge for me. And, I've learned that in therapy. My therapist has gone through this with me as well. We work a program called The Tools, but, and it talks about the same kind of thing. And so but I needed to hear that in multiple ways. And I did. And so getting my mind right was huge. And understanding that I needed to do that, because I didn't know I needed to do that. I thought I was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that the first thing is to be aware of that, isn't it? Have that awareness that, okay, because we cannot change what we are not aware of. And I think
that's correct.
So big. Oh, now you just reminded me that another thing that I just want to congratulate you, because I remember when we just met you and you said, I hate my body. That was your word. I hate everything.
Well, I did.
You did, yes.
I did.
And now you have a really, really different, conversation, even relationship with yourself. Can you also share some of that story, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't remember which part of the curriculum it was, but it was talking about like hearing, it was something about your
Your
thoughts
internal
and
thoughts towards
right.
yourself.
Yeah. 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 So I had just done that. I'm walking through the house and I actually heard the things that I said to myself in my head. And I was horrified. I mean, horrified. I had no idea. I
Yeah.
didn't have the awareness before that moment
Yeah.
to actually hear it because it was so ingrained in me
Yeah.
from a child. This is what being on a diet from such a young age did to me. You know, this is not my mother's fault, of course, but that's just what it did to me, that I was not good enough
Yeah.
and I was never going to be good enough. And um so I heard that, and when I heard that, I thought, okay, I need to change that. I remember I messaged you about that day,
Yeah.
and I was like, I
Yes.
can't believe I did this, and I can't believe that I heard this, and I can't believe that I've done this for 30 years, at least 30 years, if not longer, right? So, because there are things that I've always hated about my body, always, and that I wish I could change that I can't.
Mm.
And so I started with, I'm just not going to say anything about myself to myself. Let's start small here.
Yes.
Let's just stop saying these horrible things to myself and just say nothing and just go,
Yes.
okay, you know what? This is where I'm at. And this is okay where I'm at. And I'm still kind of in that place, but I'm okay with that
Yeah.
because it's still better than the alternative. And this is still just part of the process. I will get
Absolutely.
to where, I don't hate my body. I love myself. I do, but I'm still a work in progress in that sense.
Yeah, of course, like you're just so humble. I feel like, in the whole process, you're so humble.
Yeah.
And I also want to remind everyone here, everyone is a work in progress. Like you don't have to get it perfect, especially overnight.
Yeah.
All of us were high achiever women and or men, if I know that there are a few men here, and we want to, achieve things, right? We want to achieve now. We want to achieve it fast. And sometimes, or most of the time in our life, the point of the life is not a reaching the mountain. The point of the life is a climbing, because there's always another mountain for you to climb. And if you are on this realm of, like growing yourself as a person, you're always, always, always gonna have that in opportunities or challenges, some of us call it. But those are all opportunities for us to grow as a person. So the first step is really, really to step out of your comfort zone. And I know how scary it is because all of us have been there, and we're facing scary things every single day, right? Facing scary things every single day. But the important thing is that do not let your fear stop you from being the true yourself, from being the person that you want to be. And because you deserve it,
Yeah.
you absolutely deserve the life that you want to have. Um, so is there any last words that you want to share with everyone who is listening here, Jenni?
Um, yeah, I think I'm just gonna add on to what you said there. It's it is scary, but it's worth it. It's just worth it. And I was absolutely terrified, and I thought I was in a pretty good place. And I was. I just needed this support. The support that's provided is what has helped me the most. Um, and it's a good toolbox in addition to what I've been learning through therapy and dealing with the bigger underlying issues, right? The much bigger underlying issues, because they're always there. And um it's worth the work. It's worth it. And do
Thank
it
you
scared.
so much. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Jenni, for sharing your
Yeah.
story with us. Just before I let you go, I know that you're really, very busy, and just let me see whether
Oh, we're
there's
good.
any questions from
Yeah.
um not now. I know that sometimes
Okay.
it can delay. Some people watch the replay. But
Yeah.
if there is any, then Jenni will be in the community and guess,
Yeah.
Jenni can answer any question, and Jenni is really helpful as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And thank you so much, Jenni, again. And I will see
Thank
you
you.
guys next week. Bye.
All right. Thanks. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.